whom it may concern, bitch, I'm scared of AIDS. Yeah, me. Bitch, I am scared of AIDS.
Got Plies here with a public service announcement. He wants you to know that he is scared of AIDS. Let's keep listening.
Welcome back. So we are going to be reacting to several video clips that has and continues to summon our attention on how and why, and very important to be aware and very careful of people who moves recklessly out here, because this is really skyrocketing at an astronomical rate. So I'm going to be reacting to a video from this brother's channel. First and foremost, shout out to Tosha Zed. He is one of the dope brothers in this space that creates good content and moves with discipline. Anyways, he already gave good analysis on this content, which I'm also going to be doing a deep dive because in this day and age, people are engaging very recklessly out here with no protection or any sense of being responsible. Hopefully the message resonates with any and everyone who really appreciates a healthiest life to the fullest. But in this modern world we live in, for the most part, most people just don't care about swimming in muddy waters anymore. But they hope to come out clean, which baffles me sometimes. Meanwhile, everyone, please take the time to check out Frank Facts Media channel. Also, please subscribe and hit the like button. It's all free. Let's get active.
You might not care, but I do. I'm not just behind anything. I ain't. I don't give a how fine you is, how good you look. I'm scared of AIDS.
Plies is hella funny, but he's also being dead serious. You can tell.
Every 60 days, you got a new.
He is so dead serious too. Like, don't bring that ish over here because he does not get down like that. And I'm not even surprised as much as celebrities don't speak out on issues like this. But coming from someone like Plies, I mean, most of us are very familiar with his genre of music he used to make back in the days. But I will say this. Plies has been on his self-awareness, conscious wokeism for a long time now and has been very intentional as well.
No, he got 4, 5 kids from 4, 5 different. I ain't trying to behind him.
Yeah.
Nasty. I care about me. You might not care, but I do. Boom.
You know why this is so, some of you may already know what I'm going to say here. I've said it many times, many times. This is so interesting to me because you and I, throughout our whole lives, growing up, seeing how celebrities move out here, you know there's some dark secrets in some of these celebrities' closets. Now, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm not going to mention any names because I don't have to know. I just have to know the way life works.
Drink the coffee. It'll make you feel better.
People do have secrets. And I personally believe STDs of the worst type are running rampant through Hollywood, celebrities. There is no way that these people aren't seriously sick the way that they participate in just mindless sex. And a lot of times we do end up finding out. Either somebody comes out with some documentary when they're like in their 60s and they're like, oh, he's finally telling the whole world, and it's always the men, right? Never the women. And part of me wonders, why don't the chicks come out and say it too? Because these celebrity males are sleeping with some of the same women continuously, passing them around back and forth. You just had, I'm not accusing this person of anything at all, right? Because I already know how they get down when it comes to that. But you had Cardi B encouraging people to get on PrEP. There's no way that came out of nowhere, right? Most people are only moved to protect themselves either because maybe they went through something or had a scare or whatever, or they heard something from somebody else that sobered them up and calmed them down. So I personally think it's refreshing to see a celebrity talk about.
I sort of agree with him to a certain degree. Plus, I understand the mindset and how he arrived at that notion of celebrities catching STDs and STIs more often than the average Joe. Then we have the ratchet side of things, the likes of Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B and her exes, Sexy Red, and so on. These are the perceptions that are louder than the average Joe. But I really do think the average Joes really get down way more than celebrities, right? Plus, we have the Pookies and Ray Rays and their communities. I mean, just the amount of kids they pop out is, I mean, celebrities are financially buoyant to get the medical antidote for their issues and curtail the spread of it versus an average Joe or the Pookies and Ray Rays. So I understand perception suggests statistical evidence in the grand scheme of things. Hence, that's subjective and debatable, but that's not the dance for today. We are way past the era and notion that it's only celebrities that are of high sus in that ecosystem. Rationalizing celebrities to the average Joe only goes to show how the average Joe outnumbers them. Matter of fact, they are all starting to tell their stories, which is good regarding awareness. And you'd think people would be moving with so much caution, but it's like every time a video surfaces of someone telling their story of coming in contact with an STD, it's like 1,000 more situations a day later. And that only goes to show how people don't really care for their health as much. Rather than abstinence, unless you are faithfully married and loyal to your marital oaths, instead, you hear more of the viral talking points of people going on PrEP, which that has never been an antidote to all STDs and STIs. Anyways, carry on.
This is why I got to stop messing with Atlanta in totality, man. I've been dating this girl for a while now, and I'm talking about it's been a while. I've been whining and dining, taking her out, talking to her on the phone, caking up with her, but she was not coming off of that cat.
What more do you want from me?
So I started buying her purses, jewelry, getting her nails done, getting her hair done. I'm paying for it before she even go. I'm just giving her the ticket like, here, you just got to go in there and give them this.
For what? Why?
So, boom, one day she finally come to my crib after the movie. I'm getting her hot, kissing her on her neck, getting her in the mood. I snatch her clothes off.
Yeah, boy.
I'm about to eat. I'll stop. Hold on. Wait. And I'm like, what? She like, I got to tell you something. And mind you, I already know she from Atlanta, so I'm like, oh my goodness, please tell me that you ain't no man. So I just got done kissing on her and stuff. She like, why would you think something like that? I'm like, thank God, man.
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
She like, why would you think something like that? I'm like, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, the lavender lifestyle in ATL has been a phenomenon. So you're not only just worried about catching just STDs only, but the lifestyles as well, which is even more prevalent. You know what? I'm actually starting to agree with Chief Shazed because a lot of people are moving to Atlanta and becoming celebrities overnight. So he might just be right. Matter of fact, I'll be playing another video clip that actually gives a statistical breakdown. Let's continue.
Now, what you got to tell me, like, in the heat of the moment right now? And then she finally got it out because it was kind of hard for her to say, but she like, I got HIV. And I'm like, what the hell? How the hell you get HIV? I'm talking about this chick is fine. Pretty face, real hair, flat stomach, pretty fingers, pretty toes, thick as hell. I'm like, how you get that? And to make a long story short, she was like, she came home one day and she caught her boyfriend and friends running the train on him. So she was like, he was cheating on her with some guys and shit. And I'm like, what the hell? She was like, yeah, so I broke up with him, but I kept sleeping with him. I'm like, why would you do that? I'm like, why'd you, and you knew he was homosexual. She like, well, at the end of the day, it was just cheating and I ain't really had nobody else. I'm like, it's not just cheating. He cheating on you with another man. She said, yeah, well, that's normal. I'm like, it's not normal.
No, it's not normal. See, that's the issue with these women who encourage and entertain these ecosystems. They make them their best friends, wardrobe malfunction in their presence due to the illusion that they have normalized. And because they think they are biologically wired like them, majority of them are their hairstylists, wardrobe staffs, even OBGYNs. But they clash the moment they feel threatened by the same community they edify and advocate so much, whether it is the female lifestyle as a whole, or the female social construct, or just the mere fact on how women are quick to take to social media talking about the scarcity of real men speaks volume. They clash over the other community getting more attention and successful in their space, especially in media, than the women.
I said, we don't do that shit in the D. She said, it happens all the time in Atlanta. I said, man, I'm like, so he got you HIV? She said, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. But I made her feel bad, so I ended up kicking with her for the rest of the night. But I ain't even gonna lie. After she left that night, she tried to call me again, man. I ain't answer, man, and I blocked her.
Well, she still played Buddy because she knew what the deal was the whole time, yet she still played that hard to get down card and let dude spend all that time and money on her, buying her all those expensive items, knowing he was most likely not going to bag her. Once she gives up her status, which I applaud her for, being decent with the information and saving another man's life, but it is also required of her and every being who's managed to acquire same status, be decent with the information to anyone who's attempting to get with them. The doctrine of a healthy, responsible mind frame, moving on.
I want to talk about the HIV numbers, rates around the country, and then we're going to talk about Atlanta. You know, I'm glad, but I'm not glad. I'm glad that now this is an issue, a topic, something that is in y'all's faces, because y'all know I don't play. Y'all know I work with ViiV, which is a company that makes up, it's a company that focuses purely on HIV and AIDS. The medication, it makes medication for prevention, but if you convert it over, the other medication that it makes is for treatment. So either way, ViiV has no motivation in you becoming positive for any reason. Their goal, the whole message of the damn company is the cure is in prevention, and we'll get to what that means. But so I've been an HIV prevention gangster since about 2013, and actually probably before then, since about 2012, basically when it first started. I've been a prevention gangster, and it's a big thing. So over the whole country, over the entire country, you know who has the most cases of HIV? The dirty South.
A bullshit? A bullshit?
Like, it is crazy. We account for more than half of the HIV in the country, the South. Okay, I just saw some recent statistics on New Orleans. Not New Orleans, that's not fair of me. Louisiana. 60% of the people in Louisiana have HIV.
That shit is hard. Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
60%. That means that if you got 10 people around your dining room table, theoretically, 6 of y'all have HIV.
Come on, man.
Another 15% got gonorrhea and chlamydia. The clap, baby. Another 15%. Like, what are we doing? And I don't blame the people. Like, it's not all people, right? What are we doing? We now have 20,000 new cases of HIV in Metro Atlanta alone. That is not in Smyrna. That is not in Decatur. That is not in any of Stone Mountain. No, that is in Metro Atlanta. That is crazy. Let me break it down on some more craziness. Black women are 12% of the population of the country, 12%. We are 70% of the new HIV cases.
What did you say?
Make it make sense. And most of them down south. I'm mad. Like, I'm mad. And I'm going to tell you why I'm mad. I gave a talk the other day on behalf of ViiV. And I was with other Black providers. And I'm like, we are the blackest city in the country with the largest number of African-American physicians per capita. And we have the worst numbers for HIV of Black people in the entire country. We are failing not only our patients, but we're failing our people. I stand 10 toes down on that. Anybody got a problem with it? That's what the comments are for. I'm not mad. And no, we can't control what people do, but I am a firm believer that in order to be successful at treating Black patients, you have to understand our culture, not our race, but our culture. You have to understand how we think. We pollinate. We pollinate. And if you don't understand what that means that when we get together as a group, if we're talking about a particular subject, if you know the most, you're going to be like, no, because girl, and everybody's going to listen. And they're going to take that to somebody. And they're going to take, that is how we learn as a culture, okay? We pollinate. And so my job has always been, and I've always thought about it as, I want to give you the proper information, right? I want you to have the proper information so that when you sit at brunch, when you have your lamb chops, when you have your crab legs, and a topic comes up that I may have taught you, then you can give proper information. And you can say, no, I was talking to my doctor and she dead cool. Let me tell y'all what she told me. She told me boom, and she told me bam, and she told, you know why? Because I know when these conversations come up, Pookie, who done read 2 pages of the encyclopedia and then jumped on TikTok, is now a self-made authority on whatever it is y'all are talking about. So if Pookie sounds like she's making more sense than you, they gonna listen to Pookie. So, and when I say they, I mean the people who you are sitting with. So my job has always been to know what Pookie's gonna ask, to know what Pookie is going to say, to know what questions the group is gonna ask. Arm my patients with the information to have a conversation, to make sense, to have them understand. And then people be like, oh, okay. And then my patient will trust me and come back and say, yeah, let's do that. Or let's have a conversation about that. Or yeah, I was talking to my girlfriends about that. Bang, that's all I want. I am never forcing anybody to agree with me. The only thing I want is to make sure you understand me. And if you understand me and you like, yeah, I understand, but I still want to do what I want to do, baby, you grown. And it's called free will. The Bible even gives you that. It's called free will. I don't care what you do, but as long as you understand, I have not failed if you understand. Make sense? And we as providers are not taking the time to talk to people. And it's a lot of time because we're repressed. Like I told my colleagues, when's the last time? Like I do anal pap smears. It ain't I don't care how much anal sex you have, baby. That ain't my business. Enjoy yourself. If you remember my podcast, I was trying to teach y'all how to do it safely and with a little bit of comedy, because it ain't my business to judge what you do. My business is to keep you healthy and keep you safe. That is my job. That is my business. I don't care what happens at the house. I don't care what happens in your relationship. That ain't my business. So at the end of the day, I do anal pap smears because if you, just like somebody can ejaculate in the vagina, they can ejaculate in the anus, HPV. What is it also called? Anal cancer. So just like I'm paying attention to the cervical cancer, your girl is paying attention to the anal cancer as well. But that requires you being open enough to be like, so you have anal sex? So what y'all doing? You backdooring it, mommy? What's going on? And I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with who I am, so I can be comfortable asking you questions. I don't come with violence. I don't come with anger and with maliciousness. So when I say these things to patients, they receive it in peace and they know that I'm trying to help. And so a lot of providers are afraid to have this conversation. But whatever the situation may be, you as a patient, you need to be empowered. If they're uncomfortable, that's on them. If it makes you too uncomfortable, find another provider. But when you walk in, you need to be like, yep, I had unprotected sex. I know I was off the chain. I need to be tested for everything, including herpes, because herpes is not just something they test for. You have to specifically require it, including herpes. Number 2, thanks. Also, I did have anal sex last week. Can you make sure I'm good? What we need to do? A cancer screen. So your pap smear is done once a year as a cancer screen. So when they do the cervical cancer screen, make sure they're doing the anal screen as well. Period. Go in and know what you're talking about. Now, I said that I was going to show you guys how to remain HIV negative in a city where there is so much HIV right now that it is rampant. And it's not that it's so much, it's what it always was. It's now just getting shine and esteem, and the numbers are going up. They're not going down. I had a 21-year-old come in my office one day and say, can you tell me what HIV is again? And that's okay. I'm glad she wanted to know, but how the hell are you preventing yourself from getting something and you don't even know what it is?
As much as that may be shocking, it is very possible, which can be due to several reasons. But if she's been through the rings, then she does not get a pass. Probably been living under a rock. Nah, just kidding. But at least she is taking the initiative to do the work, and it's not too late, unlike others in her age range, especially with the statistics showing an outrageous amount of young people that's been reckless and affected. So kudos to the young lady.
So everybody is always like, oh, the down low brothers, Atlanta, the down low brothers. And some girl did a video. Y'all single people. No, not just the single people. My last couple of diagnoses were married or engaged. Like, so don't say single people, because that puts, y'all are thinking in a box, and I don't like that. It is anybody having sex with another individual, Point blank, period. You think this little 21-year-old ain't got no zaddy? You think she ain't got no OG, no sugar daddy nowhere? Well, if she don't know about HIV, how is she protecting herself from it? She's not. Not with him, not with the 25-year-old boy she having sex with, not the 30-year-old man. So I don't believe in high risk. I believe in risk is risk. If you having sex with another individual, then that's it, honey. It be it the deacon at the church. You know what they do. It don't matter who it is. It's all I tell people all the time. It's always the S550 pulled up to the projects. That ain't the neighborhood dope boy. That is your husband while you at the Jack and Jill meeting, sis. Period. So let's not act like I'm married, so I'm better. I'm married, so it doesn't involve me. We're into the church, so we're not into that. Only person you can speak for, sis, is yourself.
Nope. Marriage in this modern times alleviates nobody from adultery. Matter of fact, adultery has skyrocketed. Plus, this is free game. She's been solely on the side of this business over a decade. Plus, you can tell she knows what she is talking about. And so I appreciate how she's giving raw facts, especially in the different facets of relationships. Pretty much no one is exempt.
Period. That's why the numbers are so high, because down in the South, so people are so fake conservative. So you have the church who doesn't want to welcome anybody in other than the fake conservatives. You have the people who are, ooh, I'm married. That's not me. Fake conservatives. And we can't mesh and reach people where they need to be reached because you're fake conservative. But anyway, so at the end of the day, the reality of the situation is, how do we prevent you from getting HIV? Because you were like, I wear condoms all the time. That one kind of time the condom break, what you gonna do? So a couple of different things. You've heard me talk about sexual hygiene before. One thing that I'm big on is PEP and PrEP. PEP and PrEP, PEP and PrEP, since we're talking about HIV, PEP and PrEP, okay? So PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis. That means that before you're exposed, now we have a shot. The shot is called Apritude. Yes, insurance companies do cover it. Yes, most insurance companies cover it. If your doctor doesn't want to give it to you, look up a bunch of different organizations in Atlanta, AHF, AIDS Atlanta, ERC, all of these people. If you have a private doctor like me, I definitely prescribe it for my patients, and it has to be administered. They're on an every 2-month regimen. The first shot is 1 month. The second shot is the following month. And then after that is every 2 months. You get tested for HIV before you get a shot. Please don't try to come for your shot without getting tested for HIV. That is how we make sure that from shot to shot, you remain negative. It is 99.5% effective. Do you hear me? 99.5%. So just like Depo used to be every 3-month shot and you didn't get pregnant, this is what Apritude. Every 2 months, you show up for your shot, you show up for your testing, you will not have HIV. Okay? Just trying to tell you, it is out there. The cure is in the prevention. It is not always about a down low brother. It is about the pick-me mentality. These women out here wanting to be picked. They want to have a clothing allowance. They want to have a wig allowance. They want to have a lash allowance, and they don't want to work nowhere. Okay? And so what they do, they allow people to do whatever they want to do. They don't ask any questions. All the things. So you got the pick-me's, you got the down low brothers, you got the conservative women who never thinks it could be their man. All of that, you put all that together, and then you make Atlanta the melting pot of the South, where everybody comes to do their foolishness, and then you have the numbers that you have. PrEP, 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 PrEP. Okay, PrEP, PrEP. I need to get a tattoo across my forehead. How you doing, Dr. Rogers? PrEP. Don't even say nothing. Just PrEP. That's how I feel when it comes to, okay, you didn't PrEP. Let's say you didn't PrEP, all right? So, and you feel like, all right, I've had an exposure, I didn't PrEP. PEP, 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 PEP. There are pills. There are pills. If you get those pills within 72 hours, and I don't even tell my patients 72, I say 48, because the earlier you get them, the better, the more effective they are. So I say within 24 hours, the condom breaks. You don't know somebody's status. You had you was drunk in love, this, that, and the third. You learn something like, wait a minute, this didn't seem right, or this didn't feel right. Whatever, you get to the doctor, you get to the, not urgent care, they don't know what they're doing, but you get to the doctor, you get to the ER, you get to somebody who's willing to prescribe you some PEP, 1 pill a day for 30 days, and that provides like a 98 to 99% effectiveness that you will not contract HIV if you take it every day for that 30 days. Please, 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 it is ways to prevent. In order to not get HIV, it is about prevention. It does not go away, because people be like, oh, I had it, and it's going, no, you had it. You still have it. You will always have it. You are now undetectable. But that does not mean that you don't have it, because if you stop taking your meds, you will become detectable again. So please don't let anybody convince you that they had it, but they no longer have it. No, boo-boo. No, boo-boo. They still got it. You still got it. You still got it, sugar. Okay? So prep. If your doctors don't know about prep, excuse me, I need the shot. I want to prep. I don't care if you think you're outside. I don't care if you're married. I don't care what it is. If you're having sex with another human being and your husband ain't bedbound, which means he can't get out, and then you still got to be careful because the nurse who come in and help clean him. So at the end of the day, if you having sex with a whole nother person, it does not matter. You are a candidate for PrEP. You don't have to be a hoe. You don't have to be a trans. You don't have to be gay. You don't have to be outside. You don't have to be single. You don't have to be black, white, young. Oh, baby, if you're having sex with a human, you are a candidate for PrEP. Do not forget that, okay? If you have any questions, drop them down below, especially if you're one of my members. I hope this video helps somebody. Love y'all to pieces.
Well, there you have it. Let's give it up and appreciate this sister. I mean, sometimes it bothers me that content creators with a wealth of life-saving information are barely going viral. YouTube needs to do a better job of promoting contents like hers. Let me say this. No matter whether you're a man or woman, your selection matters. You don't ignore the red flags, and we should all get in the habit of making it our highest priority to be more responsible. Learn to be in control of your urges and surgical about who y'all let in before it goes down. So guys, we have come to the end of the show. We started off with the brother Chishi Zed's content clips and ended with our main highlight, Dr. Tosha. Shout out to them for great contents. And let's also keep in mind that the PrEP does not protect against other infections. I'd advise thorough research for a better understanding before heading to your doctor. Thank you all for watching, and I'm out.